Hi FlossTube friends, I'm Sherry, Colorado cross stitcher here on FlossTube, and this is my channel about my own personal cross stitching. Today I have so much to share with you guys. I have a lot of projects that I've done. We're going to talk about retreat things to take to a retreat, table ideas for retreats. I've got framed pieces to show you. We've got a giveaway, new things in the shop. So stick with me and we'll have fun today. All right, first my calendar. I do this calendar like so many of you guys to keep track of my stitching. So here is July. And I just started in on August. I use stickers because I like stickers. So you don't have to use stickers. You can just write in what you want to write in. This helps me remember what materials I've used, if I've made any changes, like swapped out any threads. So I find it really handy to use this. You don't have to use a calendar. You can use some kind of a journal or notebook to keep track of what you're doing, but it is handy if you want to look back on a particular fabric that you loved or those kinds of things. All right, first let's start with projects. So I did my, well, I guess I didn't iron that guy. No, I did iron him. Well, linen is so hard to iron sometimes, isn't it? Anyway, I did my Santa for the month, and I did, what is this, 2002 Santa? And here's my finish. So far I've kept up with doing one a month this year. There's a hashtag for it and I never remember to put the right hashtag in. 12 ornaments in 24 something. I'll look it up and put it in my Instagram, but I'm having fun with it. One tip that I would say if you're going to do something like this and stitch something one a month is get a project bag that is just for this particular project, and so you can keep all your threads, all your patterns. So I have this little cute little bag inside that has all my different preschooler cards in there so that I can pull the pattern quickly. I do always make a copy and make it letter size. I think that's a 50, I don't remember, maybe 50%, because these little cards are little for the pattern. And then I have all of my threads in here because they basically use the same threads. Sometimes you'll have to add a thread or two. I did change my red color. I am using all DMCs. I'm using red for 48. Hang on, it might be 498. 498, red 498. I'm using the same green and I'm using a different flesh tone color. I'm using flesh tone 945, and then the flesh tone they suggested, 407, is what I'm using for the cheeks, so the darker color. I think those are the only changes I made. And then I keep my pre-cut fabric in the bag too, so that when I'm ready to stitch it for the month, I don't have to go looking for fabric. I don't have to go pull the threads. So anyway, if you're doing ornaments like that, I also keep a little hoop in there that I use for these guys. Just an idea. And I think I'm gonna keep up next year. I think I figured if I made one a year for 3 years, or one a month for 3 years or 3.5 years or something, I would get through all of them, which is my goal, I guess. I mean, I didn't go into it thinking I would do all of them, but now that I've stitched them, they're just fun to stitch because the colors are simple. There's not shading. They're just really pretty motifs. So again, there's the one for this month. for July. For August, I started, and I didn't bring it because I'll show it to you next time. I started the Santa with the globe, and I think it was either 1995 or 2005. Anyway, I wanted to stitch the globe during the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. So that one has been a fun one to work on. Okay, this next one is one that I've wanted to do for a long time. I spent so much time stitching this, and you're not even going to see that much done on it because it's one of those that you have so many color changes in a little spot. And what I need to do is just thread a bunch of needles up and keep them because it's time consuming. Anyway, it's this Country Store by Told by a Garden. And I'm doing mine on white. And I was so excited because when I ordered from this distributor last time, it looked like they had these in stock in case you guys wanted to make them. And they did not. In fact, the only one in Told in a Garden they had in stock was another one I've done. And I'm going to show you that too because it's a framed piece. But first, let me show you the Country Store. And you can see this is going to be small. So I'm doing it on 40 count weeks linen, the color linen. The fun thing is on this one, I think, and super fun when it's done too, is there's so many little things to look at in this. But I probably worked on this for every night for a week. I mean, it just took me, it just took too much time to do. Not too much meaning I regret doing it, but it's gonna take longer than I thought. But look at all the different things that you can see in there on the shelves. I don't have grandkids yet, but I think if I did, they would have fun looking at this little piece. And the reason I'm doing this is because my grandma had a little country store. It's wooden, it's about this big, and it has little drawers. And she would let me fill it with, dried beans and lentils and all kinds of things. And I'm gonna bring that up. It's in my basement. I'm gonna bring it up and show you guys sometime when I'm working on this. But, so I tried to order a bunch of different Told in the Gardens because there were a lot listed at the distributor, thinking, well, I'll just add that in, even though I don't think they publish their patterns anymore. The only one that came in is this other one that I've done. Let me move things. And I do love this one. So it's Voice of a Shepherd. Voice of the Shepherd. Yeah, isn't that pretty? I did that, I think, back in the 90s. So I do have this one pattern. I'm not going to add Told in a Garden to my designer list. If you are interested in this pattern, type in Voice of the Shepherd or type in Told in a Garden in the search box. And we have those while they last. So here's another framed piece that goes along with my last one. Now, this is one that I've shown you before. And I intended to make a pillow out of it. And then Tessa, one of my customer friends at the shop, had this same, not this same Santa, but the same idea to do a Prairie Schooler Santa on, I think it's 7 count Tula, which we have in the shop. And she had it framed. And once I saw it framed, that was it. I knew I wanted to get this framed, and I used the same frame that she did. And so look how fun this is, big. So I'm gonna show you little 40 count Weeks Dye Works Cocoa, big 7 count Tula. Isn't that gonna look fun on a wall? I mean, it's just, I love it big. And you would do all 6 strands of your DMC to do it on this size. I just love it. Love how it turned out. And a reminder, if you're local, we have the framing gals there every Saturday from 11 to 5, Sydney and Cheryl. So they do a beautiful, beautiful job on this. So there again is my 7 count preschooler Santa. I don't remember what year this was. I didn't look that up. But I initially did this one when I still had my yarn shop. And of course I had to do the knitting Santa. And I love the red scissors in this backpack. So those Santas are so fun. While I'm on a roll, I'm going to show you the other framed piece. And this one I did, again, probably 4 years ago because of the knitters in here. And I did it on 28 count Ada, stormy clouds, one of the stormies. And we do have the pattern in the shop. I think it's called Amore, or I'll have to put it in the notes because I can't remember. I just thought there were a lot of fun things going on in there. The Scandinavian gnomes, the knitting sheep. Of course, I made the knitting sheep have red socks on because that was my yarn shop, the Loopy U. And Loopy has red socks all the time. So you can see I put red socks on the sheep in there. If you're a knitter, check out the loopyu.com. I sold the shop to one of my longtime employees and she's doing a great job continuing to run it and has beautiful yarn for anybody who's a knitter. Okay, more projects. So one thing I discovered is, well, I love Plum Street Samplers. I love Paulette's designs, but I feel like anytime I do one of her designs, I stick with it more than any other pattern. And I like a lot of designers. I have a lot of favorite designers, but I tend to work on a piece for a week and then put it away and get something else out to work on, mostly because I have FlossTube and I don't want to show you the same piece over and over. But I feel like anytime I'm doing a Plum Street, I tend to work on it until it's done because I'm usually having so much fun stitching it. So this is one of her newer patterns. There is Liberty. And I did mine on a fabric that I'm going to tell you in a minute. What I decided is I really should write the fabric, like the count and the color, on the bottom corner of my project, because then I'll always have it and I won't have to look it up for you guys and have you sit and wait for it. Okay, I did this on a piece called Kenneth by Grace Notes. While I'm at it, I'm going to look up something else. Okay. I'm telling you right now, when I get to With Thy Hands, it's 40 count baked clay by Fox and Rabbit, because I'm also going to have to know that one. All right, so now I've told you the fabrics. So it is Kenneth by Grace Notes. It's the first time I've used fabric by Grace Notes, and it was wonderful to stitch on. And here's my finish. And like I said, I loved stitching this one. I didn't substitute anything, but on the whites, I think there were 3 different whites, and I used the brightest white on all the houses. Not all the houses called for that bright white, but I thought they would show up better. So that's the only, I think that's the only change I made. I was gonna change the color of the lettering to a darker blue, and I'm so glad I didn't. I think this one is Twilight. Don't quote me on that. Oh, I can look it up. This one is Twilight. And I'm so glad that I kept it, because the variation the variegation in the blues, I just think is gorgeous. I'm going to hold this up closer to the camera so you can see that. Hopefully you can see that on camera. So fun to stitch. Of course, I love houses, so the row of houses was fun. I saved that for last because I knew that would be the best part. Started with the letters, and now I can get it framed. So, like I said, I jumped into it and couldn't stop stitching on it, could not stop working on it. It was just too much fun. Okay, the next one is this one that I have been working on all year. This is by Joan Elliott, A Year of Silhouettes. And each month I am adding in 2 colors just for kind of some pop. And I got that idea from Joan because she has several patterns where, like for example, her Halloween pattern, which is also cool. She has, I think, either orange or yellow, now I can't remember, in different accents in there. And so when I saw this Year of Silhouettes, I just thought, well, that would be fun to do and just do a different, different couple of colors each month. I think I have 5 colors that I'm doing, that I'm adding. And this is on 25 count Lugana Silver Moon 1/1. And so here's my progress. I did that whole bottom line. So my idea was to do 1 a month, and I did 1 a month in January, February, March. And then I did April, May, June all together because I couldn't stop. And then I took a month or 2 off. And then I did July, August, September all in one whack this month. So July, you can see I added red where the lighthouse is, and the sailboat I made a little blue. August, I made their pails and their hats yellow and the flags green. September, I did red apples, and what other color? Oh, green hats on the kids. So next time I will probably do the line of numbers. And then I will probably do October, November, December all in one grouping too. My goal is to get it done probably sometime in October, so I have time to get it framed and have it hanging by the end of the year. And it's been so much fun to work on. I think I'm gonna have to do another one of hers next year because it's just been really cool. All right, and then let's see. The last thing I worked on this month is With Thy Hands by Teresa Kogut. Baked clay, 40 count, fox and rabbit. And here's my progress on that. So I just have that bottom line left to do. I've always loved the heart and hand symbol ever since I started doing crafts, like, I don't know, when I was in college. I've always loved that symbol. So when I saw this design, I knew I had to make it. So the bottom has the houses again, a heart and hand in the middle, some flowers. So it shouldn't take too long to finish that up. So that was my stitching progress this past month. Well, I think it's been 5 weeks. I don't know anymore. It's 5 weeks every time I try and video. And my mom and brother visited this month. Our son visited this month. A good friend of mine visited. So we've had a lot of visitors. I've taken up time, which is all great, all good. All right, let's see, what's next? Let's talk about my 3 things this month. And they're fun ones. Okay, so the first one is I discovered a new sticker person on Etsy. And I ordered these like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. Been meaning to show you, have not used any of them. I'm dying to use them in my calendar. And so I'm going to show you these. I ordered more last night. It's Tiny Kate Plans. I will put a link to her website down below. But look how cute these stickers are. You can order them in 3 different sizes. This is the bullet journal size. So this is the small size, and there's a medium size and a large size. So if you're wondering, I just thought these would fit better on my calendar pages. Oh, there's so many cute ones. I just kind of thought about different months, but then I also just bought ones that I just loved. Look at these houses. So if you look at her website on your phone, was it her website or her Etsy? Oh, it is an Etsy site. So when I looked at it on my phone last night, there weren't that many that came up, but it looked like there were a lot more available. So click onto the different sections. So she'll have like Halloween section and a fall section and a summer section and planners and that kind of thing. So look at those different sections, because then you'll get to see all of them. But cute stickers if you're into stickers. All right, my next thing is these pen loops that I just bought another set on Amazon, and I use pen loops for every one of my notebooks, every one of my books that is a, you know, a longer term book. Like if you're doing a devotional book for the year or something, I always put a pen loop in there so that I have a pen handy, and it just is self-adhesive there on the back. So it can go in any size notebook, and it just keeps your pen handy. So I'll link to those. That was on Amazon. They're very cheap, but just a little handy suggestion for you. My last one is we were up in the mountains a couple of weeks ago, and my son and I went to an art fair in Silverthorne, and came across this gal, and I just fell in love with her little creatures. My husband says I have a thing for weird little things that look like they have a personality and need to be adopted. And that is the case with these guys. So her website, or her Facebook page, is Junkyard Bots, B-O-T-S. Her Instagram is Original Junkyard Bots, because there's a Junkyard Bots on Instagram that is not her. Her name is Diana. And she collects antique things and puts them together to make these creatures. And I would have loved to have gotten one of her big creatures, but they're, you know, pricey. So I got these little guys. So I started with, now you're either gonna love this one or you're gonna just say, okay. I love these guys. She had rows and rows of them. She probably had 500 of them sitting on the different shelves of these little ones, and she makes them out of old blocks. So this was the first one I got, which I love. He's got, you know, a nut up there. Each one of them has a little number on the back. So I got the initial one. And then I went home back to the place we were staying, and my mom saw it, and she's like, oh, I would have gotten one of those for your brother too. So I went back down, and then I bought one for my brother and 2 more for me. So this is the next one, and this one is made out of a French block set. She knows where everything came from. It was so much fun talking to her, because she's got stories on all the antiques that she's included, but this, she said, was an antique French block set. And I liked this because I like gas, it's not gas, the flame lanterns, you know, and that's his hat, is a little flame topper. So I thought he was adorable. Really, they just make me smile. I have them sitting in different places and they just crack me up. This is the last one I got. And I got this one because this block has a nursery rhyme on it on all 4 sides 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. You know that one? And so look at how cute he is. Also liked his tassel. It's got a graduation cap on. All right, so if you're like me and you like funny things like this, let me know in the comments, because you are my people. All right, super fun. Someday maybe I'll save up and get one of her big ones. But for now, I'm having fun with the little guys. And if you have a favorite home shop that you think would like those, she does wholesale them. I've tried to think of all the reasons why I needed to have these for sale in the shop, and I can't figure out how those go with cross stitching. So anyway, look her up. I will link to her below, and that is my third of 3 things today. Okay, I wanted to talk about thimbles, because for a while this month, before we had company, and I was stitching so much that my middle finger just got torn up. And I don't get that, because I know that you develop calluses on your fingers. Like when you play the guitar, I used to play the harp. I had calluses on all my fingers from playing the harp. And I don't understand why I'm not getting a good callus on this finger. And this is the finger, I use the sewing method. So this is the finger that I'm pushing with when I'm pushing my needle. And sometimes my underneath finger that I'm popping that needle back up, sometimes that gets sore too. But I can't figure out why I still get sore. So I was on the hunt for what can I use on my finger. I've used liquid bandage before, and that works for a little while, but then after probably maybe an hour, it might work for an hour, 45 minutes, but then it just gets kind of raggedy and torn up because your needle keeps poking into it. And so it is not a long-term fix. So I just got on the website on Amazon and looked at all the different options for what can I use. So one thing I got, and these are interesting, what are they called? I don't even know what they're called. I'll link to them. I think they're something COTS, C-O-T-S. Anyway, they're little things like this. And they're if you have a sore finger or sore toe or whatever. So I put one on my finger, because the other thing is it can't be something that's stiff. It has to be flexible. So I cut one down just to do a finger top. Sorry, I won't be giving you that finger, a finger top. Put on my finger top, and that worked pretty well. It's still a little thick. I don't feel like I have the range of motion in my finger that I usually have. So that was no, not really, but it did work better than some of these other ones. This one did not work at all. And you know, it's supposed to be thimble-it. But the problem with this one is it's too stiff. It's clear. It's a clear piece, and it does fit across my finger. It's too slippery. That was the problem. So when I am using it to poke the needle just slides on that. It's like a piece of plastic with adhesive on the back. And while it does protect my finger, I can't use my finger because the needle just slides on it. So that was a no. So we're not using those. This I have used before, these ones. I think they're moleskin. And these are nice. They're a little thick. They're a little thick, but they probably work the best. I don't know if you can see the thickness. Let's see how I don't know how to, anyway, those are probably pretty good. There are I couldn't find mine. I had one that I used to use, and it's comes in a tin, and it's a red plastic, kind of a dot. It also is a little thick, but it's roughed up on the top, so when you push with the needle doesn't slip off it, which is nice. Your needle's not going to slip off on the moleskin either because there's enough texture on there to grab it. The one that I will probably end up using is this Ultra Thimble. Again, I'll link to these below for you guys. And this is, you can see the little metal piece that you wear on your finger and the little adhesives below, and that's kind of dimpled, so that is also going to catch your needle really nicely. So normally I don't use a thimble, I don't need a thimble. It's just when my finger gets all chopped up, and there's nothing like when you're stitching and that needle just finds that hole that you've made in your finger, and oh, that hurts so much. So anyway, all of these are some ideas for you. And again, probably the two that I like the most are the moleskin or the one that has the little metal thimble on top. So, and then while I was doing thimbles and I was changing out my box back here, I won an auction on eBay for a bunch of different antique needle books. And I just love the graphics on these. So I thought I'd show you some of these. Unfortunately, most of them are too big to put in my stitchy box, which, you know, I love making stitchy boxes. But I thought I would just show you. So I put a bunch in my white cabinet in the back. But also, there were a lot of these that I've never seen. That one. Oh, that's the back. Let's see. Yeah, these two are the same, I guess. Yeah. Here's another one. Sewing Susan I've seen before. And so when you open them up, they have all the different kinds of needles that a typical homemaker back in the day would have possibly needed, plus a needle threader. So some of them come with all the needles. Some of the, oh, I just dropped a needle. Some of them have been, like this one, oops, has some missing. Okay, maybe I won't hold those up, but they're so colorful on the inside too. All right, here's a cute little one. This one didn't have a back, it just had packets like that. I don't think it ever had a back, actually. I don't feel like it was ripped. Let's see. Sometimes these were used as advertisements for insurance companies or I don't know what all, but on some of them you'll find different advertising. This was a cool one that I hadn't seen before. Prompt and courteous ambulance service, free day and night. That's what that one came from. And on the inside it has two old packets. Pretty. Oh, that's probably, let's see. I'm thinking that might be a funeral home. Funeral home, yeah. Okay. This one was cute, I thought. Here. Hoosier. Let's see. This is Hoosier Home Improvement Company. King of Indiana Sidings. Happy Home I've seen a lot. I don't know, there are a lot of those available usually. Let's see. Heavy duty needles. Let's see what those are. Oh, that's kind of cool. And it has a curved needle on the inside. This is a nice small size. Oh, hey, you know what? This is the same as, no, I was gonna say it's the same as this one, but it's not. Different. Also the inside is different, a little different. This one also has. This lady used all of her needles almost. And the last one is a little sewing basket. Thought that was cute. So, while I was changing out that cabinet, I just thought I'd show you those things. I love finding good lot meaning a whole group of sewing notions on eBay. And because when I make my stitchy boxes, which I'm going to show you one that you've seen because it's part of my retreat thing, but I always like putting those old antique needles in the back of that, like on the, I'll show you, on the lid. And so I'm always looking for fun different needles to add in there. And that only started because the first two that I made, I used different notions from my two grandma's sewing baskets. And it just so happened that they had some really cool old needle packets like that. And so I used those. And now I want to put those in all of them. All right, let's talk about retreats. And retreats, whether you go on retreats or whether you have stitching day with friends. And if you don't, I really encourage you to do that. There are all kinds of groups on Facebook, and you can ask who's local to you, and you can make up your own stitching day, even if you don't go to retreats. But I'm going to a retreat next week, the summer school at the Attic, which I think it's my third summer to go there. Love going to summer school. Jean just puts on the best retreats. And I've been to a lot of retreats, but hers are just amazing. And so I wanted to talk about retreats because I know if you've not been to a retreat, you're thinking, what do I take? Or if you have not done a day retreat with your friends, what do I need to have there? So I wanted to go through some of those things. So let's see. Oh, the robots are falling over. All right, so the first thing is a good light. If you need a light, be sure to take a light. And I use the Daylight Halo. You can get the ones that plug in. You can get the ones that are rechargeable. We have both in the shop. I find the rechargeable ones a little handier because then you don't have to locate yourself by a plug-in. So, and the nice thing is they fold flat. So they're really easy to take in your luggage. And whether you just need the light or you need the magnifier at the top, they're very handy to have. I take mine in, this was a knitting needle case that I got at Joann's once upon a time. I don't think they have these anymore, but you can get a keyboard case for gamers who have keyboards that they take places, and that is almost the exact same size as this, and it fits your lamp perfectly. The other thing that I advise you to take is this recharging bank, because I've found you get about 8 hours of light on these rechargeables. If you're doing a whole weekend, a lot of times you're stitching more than 8 hours, and once that goes out, you can use this bank to just plug it in and it will continue to run for, I don't know how many more hours. I've never run out of the bank. The nice thing about this one is it comes with 4 different plugs, and when you want to charge it, you just plug this into one of your chargers and it charges up, and then it will tell you in the little circle how much charge you have. So you can use this with your iPads, you can use it with your phone, you can use it with the light. It's just really handy, and I think they're $30 or something. I'll link to them below. But I always keep this charged up along with my light in this little case, because I do need a light and a magnifier when I'm stitching. Last year, I forgot to take my light with me. I realized it when I got to the airport. So I called the Attic and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot my light. And I wouldn't have been able to stitch all weekend without it, the magnifier. And I said, do you guys have any in stock? Can you please hold one for me? Which they did. So I bought another lamp when I got there. So that's the first thing I take. And I have a big alarm on my phone this time to remind me next Wednesday before I leave for the airport to make sure I have my light packed. And then I take one of my stitchy boxes, which has my scissors, my needles, all the things that I'm gonna need. And this one is my tomato themed one, which I've shown you before. And I'm gonna take two things out to show you during the gift section. Actually, one other thing was a gift too. But anyway, so all of that, and this is where I put, like I was talking to you about those needle packets, I put those up there. Usually I have people faces Tim Holtz Instant Relatives, but on this one I didn't do that. I like to put different buttons that match the color of whatever I'm doing. So I take my stitchy box, I take my light, I take a fold up easel because I use a magnetic board. And so I have that on my place with my pattern so I can keep track of where I am. And this is very lightweight, folds up. And then I take a stitching mat. This is entirely, well, all of this is optional, but you don't have to have a stitching mat. But this is the stitching mat I made last year. Scattered Seed Samplers pattern that I amended a little bit. Has a little pocket here for your scissors. So I set that up in my place. You could also use a placemat. You could use, I brought 2 small quilts. You could use a small quilt, depending on the amount of space. This is a little big, depending on the space you have. This is a little smaller. So you could take a little quilt. Again, most people don't have stitching mats, but it's fun to walk around and see the people who do. And it just kind of sets your place a little bit. All right, the other thing I recommend is an air tag for your luggage, because if you're traveling to a retreat, because you're probably gonna buy things at the shop, if you're like me, and having an air tag when you check your luggage just reassures you or lets you know that even if it gets lost, you can find it. So these are great. And then I also always take a little container of chocolate covered coffee beans, which I've told you guys about before. It's from nuts.com. And I have I don't drink caffeine, but the caffeine in these don't bother me. So I have 5 or 6 in the afternoon when I'm starting to get tired, and it's just perfect. Now the funny thing, what I learned last year is you don't leave these in your luggage in August in Arizona, because they melted into one big glop of glue. So now I know they come inside in my purse. So that's really the basics. Of course, you're going to take your project or whatever, but those are some of the extra little things that might be handy for you to take. You might take a notebook because you will see different projects you want to remember. You'll meet different people you want to remember. I mean, you can always take a picture of the projects, but getting all the details down in a notebook is great. Now, the other thing about retreats is a lot of times people bring table mate gifts. You don't have to do that. Not everybody brings them. I don't know where the tradition started. I'll tell you, it's kind of fun to get them, but don't stress about it. Like if you're thinking, I have no ideas for table mate gifts, I'm going to give you a lot of ideas here really quick. We're going to go through them really fast. But if you don't want to do it, don't do it. If you want to just get everybody a pack of needles and tie a little ribbon on it, that's perfect. Or one of our table mates last at Spring Green Country Sampler brought everybody a little skein of hand-dyed floss, which was great in a color that we're all going to use. So they can be very simple. Some people get more intricate. Again, you don't have to bring table mate gifts, but if you do, want to do it, here are some ideas. How many table mate gifts do you bring? Well, I bring 8. I've never been in a place where I had more than 8 of us sitting at a table, including me, so really 7. Most tables are 4 to 6. If you have an extra, you can give it to the shop owner, because you know what? She doesn't get table mate gifts very often, I'm sure. So here are some ideas. These are actual ones that I got in spring green. So, well, this had a cute little gnome in it. A little thread bed. This was fun for 4th of July. This was a cute little bag. I like these in my luggage when I travel, just to put, you know, like I have one for my lipstick, my chapstick, my Advil, whatever, you know, all of the little things. I love these bags for that, but they're also great for your notions. Here's another cute bag we got. It's a fun size, fun shape. I don't remember who I got all of these different ones from, but it was we had the best table. This is a cute honeybee with honeybee on the inside. Well, this is actually big enough to take, like if you are making some of the smaller patterns. Here's these are fun. These come flat, and they have snaps in the corners, and you snap them together, and they're a little tray to keep your orts, your thread remnants, as you stitch. And the nice thing is that they do unsnap and lie flat then when you need them to. But isn't that cute? Or your chocolates, if you have to have chocolates when you stitch. That's a good little chocolate container. Let's see. Here, this was a cute idea. I even have some of my thread still in there. So, I think Tammy. A little jar, and then you can get these felt balls on Amazon. And so you can keep your thread remains in the jar, and you can poke your needle into the top. That was a really cute idea. I got this adorable ornament from a very sweet person, finished up in that little hoop. And I keep that in my tomato box because it's perfect. The other thing I keep in my tomato box that I got from a nice person are these floss drops. Floss drops are fun to take. They're inexpensive, relatively inexpensive. I love that she added a little, let's see, can you see that? Buttons, little safety pin buttons on there. She actually put together a little tableau of beautiful antique things, but you could just take a picture of one of your favorite things you've stitched, or maybe a work in progress with a hoop and a scissor. There's a lot of different ways to make floss drops, but floss drops are really fun to give. This I got from when I ordered a project bag once, but I saved it because I thought this is a beautiful, first of all, the cards are beautiful, and then to put a little ribbon on top, and then she put it in a badge holder, which you can get like a box of 50 at the office supply store, which I thought was a cute idea if you don't want to put the rings on them. Another idea is a needle minder. I took these one time to one of my retreats. Or a floss key, what is this called when you can put several flosses on them? Anyway, that's really cute. That was a fun one. You can make strawberries. Strawberries are super, super easy to make. Watch Vanna's, the Twisted Stitcher video on making strawberries. So you can make strawberries out of fabric. You can make these. I took these for some fun friends one time. This is my Sisterhood of the Needle pattern by Colorado Cross Stitcher on our website, and that stitched up into a fun little strawberry, and I put a button on the top and a couple of charms. You can take little things of wax, little waxers, which you can get on Etsy. You can take little scissors. We sell these super snips on our website. These are really handy because they fit in the stitching box, but they also have attached the little cover, and you can definitely take them on an airplane. So these are fun gifts. You can never have too many of these guys. I got this beautiful tin filled with 2 waxers and also a needle minder, which I have in my tomato box. So that was beautiful. This tray was so cute, and she made a little mat, and she put a magnet in the corner for your needle. You can crochet little flowers that people can attach to their project bags. I love this. This came with an order, now I can't remember which Etsy site, but it had cute ideas for table gifts, so I saved it to show you. So here are a couple of needle threaders that she just attached with washi tape. Cute idea. Just some scrapbooking paper. Here was a little tag, which you can get a punch for, or you can buy tags. And she used washi tape to tape on a needle and a pin for unpicking your threads. She also had a little card to put on the back of your framed pieces. So any one of those 3 things would be great and not expensive to put together. This, I love this coaster, and I got this from the same person who made my preschooler bag. But if you have a machine that does embroidery, I thought this was such a cute coaster idea. Because you know how when you're stitching and you have a glass maybe that gets condensation on it and you don't want it to drip. And I just thought the way she did that was so cute. And I love that there's a polka dot paper or polka dot fabric under the sewing machine. This I would love if people would make this and bring me one, because I use this all the time. I love it. I got it in a cross-stitch store in Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's only one. I can't remember the name of it. It's a great shop. And they make these to sell. So it's a piece of foam core that you put fabric on the back and you do a binding here. It's kind of like the little boards that Lori Holt does that you can buy at quilt stores. But these they made at the shop to sell, and I like how they put the rickrack to glue down the edges very effectively. And then they put a little magnet in the corner, and they had all different sizes and shapes of these. So I keep thinking I'm going to try and make one and then show you guys how to make them, but there's really nothing to it. And then a little bit of fleece on the top. So it's a thread bed, but also you could keep your threaded needles in here, and I just love this. This was a super fun one to open. See, I haven't used it since I got it because I was going to show it to you. Look how cute. From Annette. And inside are all kinds of fun little things, any of them of which would be fun to give as a table mate gift. So, oh, this was so fun. But I saved it because what a cute way to wrap it. So let's see, there's a little packet of trim, notions, buttons, pins, floss tags. That would be a cute table gift. Oh, here's another needle minder that I got from my friend Cindy, a little pig. I love that. Little bobbin, little wooden bobbin. Here is, oh, that's really fun. A little scissor fob. Scissor fobs are also good. And a library card to put on the back of your framed piece. You can give a packet of needles. Here is floss cards. You can give a themed floss, you know, tie these together, red, white, and blue or whatever. Needle threader. Little pins. always fun. Here is the gift of floss, hand-dyed floss and ribbon that one of our gals gave us in, like I said, color that everybody's gonna use. So those are just more small things that you might wanna think about using for table mate gifts. Again, you are under no obligation. Not everybody at your table will have gifts. So do it if you get joy from doing things like that and want to do it. And don't worry about it if it stresses you out and you don't want to have to think about it. All right, 2 more things. We have a giveaway, 2 giveaways from last time, a giveaway from this next time, and then I have new things in the shop that I'm going to show you just for the last 5 minutes. So first of all, I had 2 giveaways. One was this Forever Friends kit. You had to use the word friends, and the winner is DEEB 5808. So if you can get a hold of me, my email address is in the notes below. I'm happy to mail that to you. Congratulations. The other one was this beautiful bag from Deborah at Joyful Stitching Store. And Made by Anna is the winner of that one. All right, our next giveaway, also from Deborah at Joyful Stitching Store, is this adorable bunny rabbit spring summer bag. I'm gonna have you use the word pink in your comments if you want to be entered into this drawing. Use the word pink. And also for comments, if you just want to have a reason to add a comment, and I love your comments. I always appreciate them. I read every single one of them. I usually do a question of the day. I don't think I've remembered to do that a couple times, but today's question of the day is, are there any other ideas for stitch days or retreats, any other things that you think are a must-have to take with you, or any other ideas you have for table mate gifts? So we can all read those in the comments below. All right, I hope you're doing camp, August Stitch Camp. I am doing the winners of July Stitch Camp tomorrow, which is Tuesday, August 6th maybe. So watch for that on my Instagram. This is the one that I am doing for August, and the challenge is to do something new to you. So a new fabric, a new thread, a new count of fabric, a new designer, a new finish, a new type, whatever. So this is, I didn't iron it because I hardly have started it, but this is my little start on that snowman. So I'll keep working on that. Hopefully have that done to show you the next time. And then we've just gotten so many things in the shop. Plus, right now it is August market time. And that means all the designers are sending us emails with their new things that are available at market. So we have all those up on our website, coloradocrossstitcher.com. And if you go to our homepage, right in the middle of that homepage picture, there's a little square that says, click to shop for market pre-orders or something. I don't remember what I said in there, but something about market pre-orders. And if you click that, you will find all of the market pre-orders. Now they come in, almost daily, so that changes a lot. So go ahead and put in pre-orders for whatever you're interested in. If you have multiple orders, we always refund your extra shipping when we ship your orders out, and we combine your orders, so you don't have to worry about that. So we appreciate your pre-orders. It is a virtual market, and it is, I think, the 3rd weekend in August. And so I will order for all of you at that time. And then as soon as we get those orders in, it usually takes a couple weeks, we'll ship your orders right out. All right, but I wanted to show you some of the different things that have come into the shop. Some of them are restocks, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for this one to come back in. And I've started this one. It's going to be one of my very favorites. History Stickmooster is the designer of those. This is a new book by Brenda Keyes, Sampler Company, Stitches in Red. What a cool book. I can't show you pictures because Well, for example, here. Most of the pictures have graphs on the page, and if you're not a red person, you can totally do it in any color. So let's say you love navy blue, or you love pine green, or neon yellow, whatever. You can do all of these in any color you want, or you can add multiple colors. Another fun red one is Tona's Rangies. This is by Soie Atelier Idée. Let's see, how do I say that? Soie Idée. Atelier? I think it's Atelier Soie Idée. And she also has all Rangies collected. These two books are so fun. They're like the reference book you didn't know you needed, because you've got all of these. I think Rangies is Rose, and she used to share them on her. I'm just going to do a flip back here so you can't copy, but look at all the different rows of beautiful borders. So if you want to change out a border, if you want to do a band sampler in colors that you love, you can pick any of these borders, and they're just really pretty. All right, two newer ones from Hands Across the Sea, Alice Tippett. Thought that was sweet. It says Home Sweet on it. Sweet Home. Cute little sampler, quick to do. Of course, Hannah Green, which is 2024 Queen of the May. Charlotte Amelia Stevens. The colors in that are just gorgeous. We have two new whimsical ones from Shannon Christine. We have Little House. They're doing a series this year, and we still have some of the thread sets that come with the first in the series, the Log Cabin series, and here are some of the other ones that have come out that we have. And you can stitch these, of course, as individual ornaments, or you can put them all together. And let's see, does it show all together? Here we go. In the thread pack, kind of shows you the all together. That's another one that, like what I'm doing monthly, what I was supposed to be doing monthly, the Joan Elliott, you can do one a month and have it finished in, I think there's 9 parts, 9 months. All right, we added a new designer that has so many beautiful samplers and pieces. So I'm going to show them to you quickly because I did put them in the newsletter, but Crochet A Go-Go from France. And I think it's one of these samplers. I think it was the fall sampler that I first saw from her that I just fell in love with. But her cities are also fun. She's got cities for every season. She just came out with a new Halloween sampler that I've just ordered, so watch for that on our website. Love that one. Sometimes I'm in the mood to stitch something, I call it serious, but I don't mean serious, like samplers that are just more historical. Sometimes I'm in the mood to do that. Sometimes I'm just in the mood to do something just pure fun. Colors I wouldn't necessarily use. Motifs, I love this one. I love that Santa in the middle. Frequently, the more whimsical ones I want to do are more of a holiday, seasonal type. I don't know. Not on purpose, but I'm just thinking through what kinds of... This is the one I think that I originally saw. I think that's a winter sampler though. Love that. This is a big set, and it has all of the patterns, which you can make as this big one, or you can stitch them individually as ornaments. In all, I think it's 12 or 13 patterns. They're all in this one set. And they're gorgeous. So many fun things in there. Let's see, here are a few more from them. This is a fun one, Big Santa. A lot of their samplers too, like this one, you could break it into parts and make different pillows for your dough bowls. Okay, this one cracks me up because she's reading the cat's paws and there's a line of cats waiting to get their fortune read. Isn't that hilarious? This is the one that I'm doing. This is fun, different winter pillows. I don't always have enough winter pillows because I have the Christmas pillows and then I have patriotic. I don't have a lot of winter and spring pillows, so I'm always looking for little smalls that I can do with that. Also love this one. I just love the sweater the guy has on, of course, the Cardinals. This has a lot of fun little ones for pillows, or of course it looks beautiful on a big. All right, then a few miscellaneous. We have Winter Wood Thrush from Artful Offerings. We have Peace and Plenty from Annie B's. We got more of the Faded Flag in, if you've been waiting on that pattern from October House. And then she has a new one, Sewing Sundries. And Summer Jam. We have the Halloween book from Just Cross Stitch, for those of you who collect that. We have Robin Pickens, we just added to our lineup of designers, and she's got a lot of really fun patterns. I was first drawn to her birds, which I'm going to show you in a minute, but I love this, where she does lighter on the outside and darker as it gets in the middle. I just think that sets it off so pretty. This one was a fun, more modern look, which you could do that. You could put a spring quote in the middle there. You could do a family name in the middle. But this was pretty, Pine Crossing. Her latest ones are Shoreline Sampler, Beach Day with Emerson, Modern Beach House 1 and 2. Now those would look cool in like a living room or a bathroom or something. Anchored Life. And then the birds, which I'm gonna have to do. Blue Jay Summer. Blackbird's Autumn. Robin's Spring. Cardinals Winter. I'm pushing myself out here. Then we just got the newest ones from Hands On Design, which is Gather Together. I love that. I think that's such a pretty little pillow. Her Autumn Folk. This is a series, so she has Spring, Summer, and Autumn. These I love too, Gather Pumpkins, which you can finish on rounds like that. You can buy tins at one of the hobby stores, finish them on tins, or finish them into round pillows. This one is a new one from her block party called Belle. And then lastly, we have new stickers in the shop. I'm adding more stickers to the shop. This one is the Colorado flag done in flowers, which is a restock. We've had that one before. I love this one. Mountain Sunrise, I think. Tree of Life. These are about 3 inches. They are vinyl stickers, so they're water resistant. So you can put them on, and I have put them on my water bottles. I don't actually submerge. I submerge my water bottle to wash it, but I don't let it soak in the sink, and it's been just fine. All of these have been great. Just a quick submerge, wash out the inside, set it to dry. So those are the mountainy ones. This one. A lot of times when we have people visit the shop from somewhere else, they like the mountain stickers. Of course, all of us in Colorado like the mountain ones. It's a little vintage Colorado. And then she believed she could, but her cat was asleep on her lap, so she didn't. I can relate to that. Judging you silently. A large group of people is called a no thanks for introverts. And it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. So those are in our sticker section. If you just put stickers into the search box, it will bring all of those up. All right, my plan for this next month is to work on my camp project, my Santa, hello, Santa for August. I didn't show that to you today. I'm saving it for next time because I figured I had enough today. My little pillow that I made for my July project, camp project. I'll show you that next time. I'm working on my dad's sampler, which is the Modern Folk Embroidery family patchwork pattern. Really want to get that finished. I don't know if I'll get it finished this time, but I'm kind of on a roll, so I'm hoping to do that. And then I want to start something else new. I'm just waiting on the fabric to come in, and I'll show you that next time. And then September, Sampler September, my plan is to work on a different sampler each week. So take all 4 weeks and do a different sampler each week. I'm gonna have to sprinkle some smalls in there too, because I have to mix it up for my stitching. And we've got a lot of stuff going on this fall. I cannot wait to share with you all of that. So that's coming soon. I've had several of you ask about our Stitchers 12 Days of Christmas little Advent kit that we do each year. Yes, we're absolutely doing the next one. We've been gathering things since March for that. And those will go up for sale probably the first week in September. So keep an eye out for that. I'll put it in the newsletter when we put those up for pre-order, and they ship second or third week in November so that you have them in time for December. Although I know a lot of you open all the packages as soon as you get them, and that's totally good too. All right, I think that's everything for today. I hope you're having fun with your own stitching. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your subscriptions, your thumbs up, your comments. It just feels like, you know, we have this community of stitchers, and it's not a big community. So you really get to know the people who leave comments often, and I really appreciate that. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.